That didn't work. I'll put it in the music later.
Normally I produce this.
You do, and I'm getting better at the music. I tried to hit the volume on Spotify.
How much pressure were you under just now? You
a
felt
lot.
A lot of pressure.
This is the most people have watched me produce the show.
This is why you didn't want headphones.
Well, we're coming to your city. Gonna play our guitars and sing you a country song. We'll all be flying higher than a jetliner. And if you want a little bang in your yin yang, come along.
Welcome to 4th and 10. Patrons, we're doing a bonus episode for you guys this week. College football is right around the corner, and so we decided to get together and do a preview episode for you. Everybody's here. David Perdue's with me.
Oh, is that how you?
They know who we are.
Sure. I don't know, man.
I don't normally do this.
It feels very, yeah.
This is all very new.
We about to go to the bullpen in the first inning.
My name's Nathan
Jeez.
Owens.
You didn't even do who you.
I mean, it's a bonus. It's for the patrons. Patrons know us, and patrons have refused to
be
follow
formal.
me. That's why I'm still at 970. I'm going to stop giving my Twitter handle until I break 980 followers.
It won't happen, bro.
It's never going to happen. I already know that. I got lapped by my Instagram.
I'm going to unfollow you right now.
Yeah, we're all going to fight. Yeah, I'm here, patrons, and I'm not going to give you my Twitter or Instagram either because you're already here.
They're here. Damon Sumner's here.
What's going on, good people? Get at me on Twitter, DAMONJR at the number 2 for Instagram. Good to be here, baby. Good day.
Yeah, and if you guys know us, you know we're not the most analytical podcast. So for something like this, guys, we went out and we got help. We got help from two of Atlanta's best in sports talk radio. From 680 The Fan, Brian Hoyt's here. Thank you so much for being here.
You got my name right. I was proud of that.
We
Thank
did.
you. You're doing well.
I've done my research.
Excellent. Oh, am I supposed to give my handle?
You can.
Brian Hoyt 24 on Twitter. I don't do IG because I'm not good at it.
And from the Saturday Down South podcast and fellow Atlanta comedian, Chris Marler. Thank you so much.
Yeah, really, really strong start, Nate. Proud of you. I don't know. I honestly
Into the
I
mic.
don't know.
Into the mic.
Am I
please.
in?
Just right.
Much
Just right. Get right in.
Good to be here. Learned a lot so far. I feel like I've already disappointed Damon several times. Vern, Funquist. Don't fucking talk over my intro here, Nate. Come on.
He did it. He broke the rule already. He's already broken the rule.
What was the rule?
The one you asked about.
Oh, the F word. I can't say the F word? Oh, man.
The rule is to put all of the parameters on white men so that as they begin to move an inch, there's an immediate line. There's a sirens, snipers pop up. 2 minutes in, Chris. 2 minutes in.
Yeah, it's going to...
Chris, I've got children listening to this show
Why
here.
are they listening to this show?
We don't have...
Okay? Goodness. We've got fans in Kansas City. We got people coming to comedy shows. This is an HBO, okay?
This is fun.
Settle
this is gonna
down.
be a lot of
Guys, we
heckin'
got
fun. It's
liquor
gonna be a
here.
real good time here tonight, boys and girls. Vern Funquist is my name. It doesn't seem as cool now.
We got liquor out here. I don't know what's about to happen for the next 67 minutes.
Can't say any bad words because Dad's here, so...
You better put your shirt in and shut your mouth. That's what's about to happen, baby. Buckle up.
It's going to be a good time, though. I'm excited. Like I said, college football starts Thursday, so we're going to give you a little preview episode. We got 10 very important questions.
Where are your shoes?
They're up. They're gone.
Okay.
I'm wearing socks.
Me and David are around 6 white ankles right now.
That's very generous to say. We don't do calves very well.
Oh, shut up. Speak for yourself.
We are around 6 white ankles.
No.
This is the whitest this podcast has ever been. I'm currently sipping White Claw. Yeah, like everybody's acting brand new, and it's very fun.
You got your Make America Great hat on.
Yeah, man.
That's it. We
I
got
do
people
have a red one of these, and it makes me almost have a lot of friends.
dipping at midnight. I don't know I don't know how y'all sleep, man.
Nate, you are running point.
I am running point.
Let's go.
So let's do it. Let's jump into this. One of the most important questions in college football this season is what fan base is the next UCF? What is the next fan base that thinks they deserve it and will also be the most annoying base of people that think they deserve the playoff berth?
Am I answering first?
Just whoever wants to jump in.
Utah. The answer is Utah.
Utah?
What?
Utah's going to go undefeated this year, and Utah's going to bitch about not being in this playoff system. That's what it's going to come down to.
Wait,
And
do you think if they're not going to make it if they go undefeated, though?
God, I hope not.
I
They
think
win the Pac-12.
You still
you think
want?
they're going to go undefeated though? Because I
Do
agree.
think they're going to go
Yeah.
undefeated.
All right.
I don't want anybody out of that conference though. I don't want any. And you're wearing the Oregon Beavers shirt or Oregon State Beavers shirt, but
That's where my fiance went.
I don't want anybody out of that conference coming. They don't play football.
They're going to have a better conference this year, though. See, here's the thing. The only reason I came on this podcast is because I hated you for years.
Who's he talking to? by
you.
the way? Oh, okay, my bad. Go
No,
ahead.
I still hate Nate. He hates himself. So it's
You were
fine.
looking at Nate when you said it. So I
It
was
happens to me. A lot.
No, so but lately on social media we've agreed on a lot of stuff, like an uncomfortable amount of things. So I have Utah in my Final Four.
Of course you do.
You have
Yeah.
Utah in the Final Four.
Yeah, for basketball and football.
Wow.
No, not really, just football.
Just football.
But I think the conference is going to be better this year. Not because I'm wearing this stupid shirt. Because
I've heard that about the Pac-12 for so many years,
fair.
though. Like, all right, last time they were in Washington, right?
Oh yeah, that was bad.
And how did that end up?
Smash.
The game was closer than I mean, even as a Bama fan, I'll say it was closer. Regardless, I don't think their fans are going to be bad. I think like there's no Utah fan that's like, God, I hate Utah fans. They just give sports fans a bad name.
But
no.
does it go back to the Urban Meyer, Alex Smith years?
No.
Where they still feel like they deserved a shot? Because they never got a shot in the BCS era, and we had to hear them then, and I feel like we're going to have to hear them now.
I mean,
You don't hate Utah fans after the
I've
one
never-
BCS game that we won't talk about with
Oh,
Bama?
it's fine. Yeah, we lost by like 21. It was awful. But like, I've never seen a Utah fan talk trash, or I don't think I've ever seen a Utah fan.
Well, it's the Mormon thing.
Yeah.
I don't think they're allowed to talk
like
trash.
unless they're wearing like a bike helmet as a uniform with like that white short sleeve shirt and the
Yeah.
tie.
That's mostly BYU. I don't know
That's
what the
true.
stereotype for university
That
is. It
sounds like
Utah
the worst
University
rivalry.
or University of Utah?
University of Utah Utes.
The Utes.
The Utes.
That's
The
you know what?
Utes.
That's wider than what we're doing with the White Claw.
But ultimately, at the end of the day, like, who else is going to go undefeated to have a say at this thing?
I've never met someone from Utah.
Really?
Have you?
Never?
Have you?
From Utah?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Anybody in this room ever met someone?
Like from Utah.
I,
know that's
it's
right.
to the
Like
point
born
that
in
I'm, as a
Utah?
32-year-old man, I'm
Yep.
starting to believe Utah does not exist. That's how little I've ever heard of anyone from Utah.
Sure.
Like, I know that they have football teams
Right.
and stuff happens there,
Yep.
but I'm like, I don't think they go to Utah. I think they just made it up to have a team. Like, I don't know anyone from there.
They got the
and
Winter
I would
Olympics
challenge
at one
anyone here. Were you there? Do you
No,
know
I
what
wasn't
happened?
there, but I was-
It's like the moon landing.
Exactly. It's very much so. I don't know anyone. I would dare to ask, does anyone here know anyone from Utah?
I feel like one of us has an aunt from Utah.
Dale Murphy? Now, he's Mormon. Was he from Utah?
I think. I mean,
I just assume all Mormons come from Utah.
that's a good guess.
That's where they
Congregate.
I think, like that's like the
they-
whole mid like Pac West. Or not, what's it called? The Pacific
Pac-12.
Northwest? Not Pacific Northwest. Like we don't need two Dakotas. Is what I'm trying to say.
No, we don't. We could have streamlined that.
Yeah.
But 50 stars look better on the flag.
That's okay. Well, no one's gonna argue that. Jesus.
I will argue it.
50 looks better than 49.
How many do you think should be on there? This is good.
How many? What stars?
Yeah.
One.
Okay.
Just one good old
No,
star.
that would look ridiculous.
Just one old star.
That's China. That's right.
There we go. That's what we're
No,
talking
there's
about.
already a place.
The
it-
greatest country
Wait,
in the land.
Chile.
You're really like, oh, we need 50. You really need 50.
I think
I
50 looks
guarantee
great.
you can make 49 look exactly like 50.
Absolutely.
No, there's because 50 is so symmetrical.
You counted them all in your life? You ever counted them all? You don't even know for sure. You know that there's supposed to be 50. You've never counted every flag. I mean, every star on the flag.
No, man.
Because you know, someone probably got 43.
Nate couldn't tell us
Somebody's
50
messing up.
states.
This is true.
Okay.
I don't think.
Don't do that. I had a Geo Safari, and I know my states.
I don't think you do.
Just to be clear, you're not the same man you used to be. All right? Don't bank on your zoo books from '92. All right.
I appreciate that you think I grew up with zoo books money. That's really nice. All right, moving on. Who is the first team that is out of contention? The first team that people are going to talk about in the preseason. How quickly do these teams start falling off, and who is the first team to drop out?
Hold up real quick. I thought the last question, by the way, was just meant like, what's going to be the biggest asshole fan base?
Oh.
And the answer is Texas or
Bama.
Michigan. That's also fair. That could be it.
Oh, I thought that was a different question. Yeah,
So
that wasn't the question.
Who falls out first
Who falls out first?
of like the playoff race?
Yeah,
I don't know, it's August, right?
it is August.
Well, Florida
I
just
guess
dropped out
Miami,
of the
yeah.
top 25, even though they won the damn game.
So I think Florida. I don't know. I never thought they should be in that conversation, but I think they are one. Notre Dame probably will because they shouldn't be compared because of what happened in 2012 and what happened last year in the playoff. But they got embarrassed both times, like on a big stage.
Yeah.
And this year their schedule actually is kind of difficult because they have like 7 teams that are coming off a bye week before they play them. Oh, and they're not any good. So that's like the big thing.
They're bad. They what week do they play at Georgia?
Week 4.
So week Week 4, they're going to hopefully get crushed.
Yeah.
They should lose. 3 touchdown underdogs?
It's 11.5 points.
Oh, really? It's only 11?
Okay,
It
so
should be. It's going to be worse than that.
thought it was 20.
so is that the
20's
easy-
Vanderbilt this week.
20's Vanderbilt. So is that the easy answer then? Notre Dame's gone by week 4?
Oh God, Texas is still going to be in it because they'll have the winner of the Red River Shootout's still going to stay in it until the conference championship game. What about Auburn, Oregon? How about loser of that? Are they still in?
No, especially if it's. That's a good point. Yeah, I think the loser. I mean, Auburn can play their way back into it, but that schedule's a nightmare.
They
but yeah,
can,
that's a
and
good
I don't
point.
see that. Oregon, to me, Oregon has to win week 1, and that's just to stay. I think that Oregon is the best team in the Pac-12. I think their schedule is the hardest out of everybody, including Utah, who we talked about.
Yeah.
My only concern is going to be that Auburn game. If they can get through that Auburn game, I think they can be talked about in this playoff. They lose week 1. I think they lose all. I think the Pac-12 loses credibility for that loss, and Utah's not playing in it. USC's not playing in it. You lose that game, you lose all credibility to talk about this season.
And they get a week off where they play Utah and they get them at home.
Yep.
But they've lost to Washington 11 of the past 12 years. I think, or maybe it's the opposite.
They have,
Maybe,
and they're at Washington this year. They're also at Stanford.
that doesn't matter.
You don't think that matters?
No, that's the fact that Stanford's playing Northwestern is just the dumbest, most ridiculous, unnecessary game ever.
Oh, smart schools against each other.
Yeah.
Smart white people playing against each other. Nothing says college football like smart white linemen
That's
going
fair.
up against other smart white linemen. Like, is that not true? Like, hey, we can watch SEC football. We can watch guys with 4.3 GPA and the purity. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, when I see games like that, I'm like, why do they even have a football? Just let them push each other for 60 minutes. 'Cause that's all it looks like.
It's sumo wrestling.
It's just two big white dudes push each other in the most boring form of football I've ever seen in my life.
Thoughts and prayers to people who grow up in the Big Ten. Like that's thoughts and prayers for people who have to grow up watching Big Ten football.
Can you imagine if you grew up and you had to be an Illinois fan? Like, I'm only a Bama fan, and like, if I had to choose, I wouldn't have been a Bama fan growing up. Not because they weren't good, because the fans are the worst. But like, if my dad was an Illinois fan, I would be so effing mad. That'd be the worst.
It would be
love
tough.
Iowa State football. Why? Why?
So I'll go with you except for on Iowa State football.
Because of PBR.
God, they party. God, they party. I don't know why. They know how to party. They don't know how to play football. They know how to throw a party.
That headline last year or
By the
2 years
way-
ago, this is an actual headline. It was like,
Back to my white claw.
Iowa State fans drink Jerry the King Lawyer's barbecue restaurant in Memphis out of Bud Light.
Yep.
They completely out. Just that one establishment.
Did you hear about last year? So we're headed over to Baton Rouge last year. Georgia's playing LSU. And
That was fun.
shut up. It's planes, trains, and automobiles. Like, you're from Louisiana. How do you get back to Louisiana?
How do I get back to
Yeah,
it?
you
I don't
fly,
go
you
back to
drive. Oh, you
Louisiana.
don't.
What type of question is that?
You're killing it right now, David. Killing it.
So basically, anybody in every way, RVs, cars, airplanes, trains. So this group of Georgia fans gets on a train. By the 4th stop, they're in Alabama. They're out of alcohol. The entire train is out of alcohol. All the Georgia fans have drank it dry. So a Georgia fan hops off at the next stop, calls his aunt who lives in Mobile or somewhere in Alabama. I don't know. They're all the same city, right? There's only one city in Alabama.
It's just geography.
It's Mobile, but whatever. She brings him $400 worth of liquor, and she hands it to him in a case, and he goes to bring it back on the train. He missed the stop.
Yeah.
And so he gets in an Uber for $80. The Uber is chasing the train like an old Western, like just going side by side, gets back on, brings on $400 worth of liquor. They sell it to everybody, all the Georgia fans. We
That
drank
is-
a train dry.
I'm not saying that's not impressive, but I will say, and I don't want to speak for everyone, but I will. No one knows what that means because we don't know how much alcohol is ever on a train. Is that like a metric we can go by?
You should always...
A train? This is like a tanker train?
When's the last time y'all rode a train?
They're very expensive.
But that's my point. What else is there to...
Wait, what?
What else is there to do on a train?
It's not the 1800s, Nate. They're not
No.
expensive trains.
Yes, trains are expensive because I've looked
To
into
buy
it.
one?
No, to travel. To travel via train is as expensive as flying.
I took an Amtrak from Birmingham. It was one of the worst experiences of my life, and it was like $40.
Where were you going from Birmingham to?
Atlanta.
From Birmingham to Atlanta.
I thought it was as fast as an airplane. I
Sure.
thought it was for people like were scared of flying or something.
Fair.
Nope. It's just there was a dude playing the drums in his seat. The drums, like a single drum. It was not expensive though. It took like 8 hours to get home.
I gotta look into it because I don't want to fly.
Are they plane? Are they seats like a plane? Like everybody's in rows? Because
way more spacious.
I'm liking to think like it's a old time, like they got the car
With the table.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
you and I are
Was
sitting.
that what it?
They have a dinner car.
So
Yes,
let
a
me
dinner car.
So let me get this story straight. A dude misses stop to get alcohol. Calls his aunt.
Yeah.
$400 worth of alcohol is brought to him. Damon, do you want to address this? Or
Go ahead, brother. Carry on.
man, let's just address it first. Well, when you first heard it, let me say this. When you first heard that, what did you think?
That's not enough alcohol.
No, it's not that it's enough alcohol. It's I would have lost the turn. I'm like, I guess this is not meant to be. This is not meant to be. And then they're like, no. I need to call my aunt who first of why do you have no one should have an aunt that's willing to buy them $400 worth of alcohol.
Or everyone should have an aunt willing to buy them $400 worth of alcohol.
Any aunt has ever given for Christmas, birthday, like combined for your entire life.
Listen, I don't have a family member, a friend. Why did the aunt have to buy it?
Well, he's on a train.
They not anymore. He missed it. He got plenty of time.
Try.
So you a broke dude that just out here? Hey, I need to borrow $400 for what? Alcohol. No problem. That's not a problem. If I'm the aunt, I'm like, maybe you need to just go back to school. Go the other way.
No.
You got some lessons to learn. Something's up. There's got to be more to this. Am I the only one thinking there's got to be more to this story?
Nothing good is happening on that train.
This is an aunt that's ready to go. She knows it's game day.
Thank you.
It wasn't game day, guaranteed. No one takes a train on game day.
But she
as, like,
knew
the most
she knew
efficient form of
why
travel.
he was traveling
It was
and why
Thursday.
he wanted
trying
to
to
lick.
get. It was.
It was Thursday.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'll be right there. Thanks, Karen.
Look, I would love to have this.
That's
aunt.
every
If
aunt's
she's
name.
so supportive of the game, don't spend the $400 on alcohol. Get me to the game.
Yeah.
You drive me the rest of the way.
Did you see the Georgia LSU game?
I mean, I wouldn't have paid to see
We
that
needed
game.
the alcohol.
That's true. That's
All
true.
right, next question. Who is the commentator you were least looking forward to hearing?
You go ahead.
Your least favorite commentator with college football?
FS1, Urban Meyer. He's just a dick. Like, I don't know if I can say that. He just is. Like, he's a slime ball, dude. There's nothing good about him.
Yeah.
Like, faking a heart attack, everything that went down at Florida, then going up with Ryan Day in Ohio State and how all that went down and everything else. Oh, and by the way, you're going to jump out and say, I don't want to coach anymore. He's going to beat USC in, what, 2 years?
At least a year tops.
When Clay Helton's
Yeah.
gone?
Gigi Meyer listens to this podcast, so I'm gonna say Gigi, I like you a lot.
Gigi, my friend Caitlin Martin
no,
is friends
she's
with you,
not. That's
apparently. She's a listen to this podcast?
Yeah.
Wait, does she really?
Is
listen,
Gigi the daughter at Tech?
we still have some things. I mean, listen, people have called my dad out on social media about stuff. He
Look,
needed to hear it.
I'm sorry. There's a lot. Look, I'm not gonna listen to a guy like that. That's just my opinion. I'm a Georgia fan. How about that? I got history with Urban. So sorry,
yeah.
Gigi.
I don't know what to say now because I'm uncomfortable again. We got here. I got a tutorial on white people smelling like dogs. Now we can't say the F word, and then
We have to be
attack
careful.
someone's
I didn't
dad
know I
that
couldn't
listens-
talk about people's dad.
Talk about my dad.
you not to. I just said.
Sorry, Gigi. I look forward to hearing
Does
Urban.
Nick Saban's daughter listen to this
She
podcast?
follows me on Twitter, so you better not say a word about it.
How about that bar fight she got in?
She's my favorite. She's awesome. We're like best friends. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Saban's daughter.
She didn't get in a bar fight. She like kicked in a door at a sorority house and then knocked a girl out because her boyfriend was cheating on her.
That's kind of
It
impressive.
was awesome.
That's like a vigilante.
She gave her a concussion.
You have more respect for Nick Saban or less now?
Wait a
Why would it be? Why would it be less?
That's,
Wait,
that's
Nick
John Wick.
Saban's
That's
daughter,
John
was
Wick
she like
4.
35?
No, she's in college.
Nick Saban's 67.
That's a very good point.
Just so we're keeping up with the math.
But in the college ranks, you got to run the gauntlet, and you don't have time for
So
children.
she kicked in the door and then beat up some girl that was her
Cheating
boyfriend.
with her boyfriend.
You're questioning every story right now, aren't you? The alcohol story, the little Saban
listen,
story.
again,
Judging Saban off of it.
I'm not judging Saban. If anything, it shows that he produces winners. That's you know what I mean.
It's a fair piece of the
He
puzzle.
clearly won that
It's a
fight.
fair piece of the
He has
puzzle.
a track record of winning. You know what I mean?
It's because she knows if she loses, she got to go home to Saban. She's got to go home and look at those national championship trophies, knowing that some other sorority girl won her boyfriend. That's
Nate, I
not
want
great.
you to not weigh in on anything Saban related the rest of the podcast. So to answer your question, I don't know who's the big redhead white dude that sweats all the time on like ESPN.
He did he used to do the Braves games.
Does he? No.
Oh, don't talk about Boog Shambi like that. Don't
no,
you
not
dare
that guy,
talk
not
about
that guy.
Boog
That guy's
Shambi
great.
like
That guy does
that.
basically
How many
himself.
big redheads are there in
There's
commentary
this
right
guy's
now?
his name's like Dusty Doverak or something stupid. It's like he's from Utah.
Is he a backyard
guaranteed.
baseball announcer?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I don't really Beth Mowins. I'm not a huge fan because I feel like
Because she's a woman. Just say it.
She's
Just
good
say
at her
it.
job, but like there's never chemistry with whoever she's with. She's just like kind of carrying the whole show.
You guys are missing the obvious. Tim
say it.
Tebow needs to never talk on a microphone ever again. I thought he was going to come back better this year in College Game Day. He was miserable. Miserable. So bad.
What made you
I
think
hope
he was going to come back better?
Yeah.
What gave you that hope?
Practice?
Practice what? He practices poorly. Yeah. Yeah, he was practicing. Exactly. He was practicing
It's so
baseball.
bad. He needs to never do it.
That's just how he talks. He's never going to talk any better than this. All right.
Managing a Chick-fil-A.
All I know is
Yes.
It's a great call.
Why are we? Okay, we're not going to do
Tebow-
disrespect this. Nate, you can't disrespect Tebow.
Tebow's
because
sister
we all
listens
know.
to the podcast.
He would be a good Chick-fil-A manager.
No, he is a Chick-fil-A manager.
no,
Currently.
he has a Chick-fil-A drive-through voice.
Yes, but you can't disrespect him
Hey,
because
guys.
you know that's who you were meant to be, and you didn't reach that level.
They think because I was homeschooled that
No, y'all-
Tim Tebow is like the peak of homeschooling.
He is
and he's
y'all-
not. Tim Tebow is borderline worst case scenario when it comes to homeschoolers.
Sorry, what happened?
No.
Not at
Other
all.
way around.
Tim Tebow.
All right, this is good. Yeah, y'all get on him for this.
You're
'cause
doing a
he's-
podcast. Like, no offense.
No. I get Tim Tebow has
Not
outkicked
even
his
doing it well.
coverage. It's ridiculous. I am saying that Tim Tebow has been bad at every single professional job he has had.
You're so dumb at things that you're saying out loud.
Name one professional job he has done well
Football. He won a playoff.
at. No,
game.
professional.
He didn't
He
want to
played
play.
in
That's
the
a
NFL.
successful. That's one playoff win. It's a successful career.
I feel like we're being pretty.
You're-
He's had 3 jobs, right?
yeah.
Do you want to count public speaking and being an ambassador for
If
the Lord?
if we want to do that, we can count. we can count.
I mean, like
evangelism.
I'm an asshole, but like, yeah, I would never judge Tebow's professional career if I was hosting a podcast.
Here's the thing about Tebow. Everything Tebow does is like a hobby. Like, what's your hobby? Woodworking.
No,
But
no.
Yo, you shout out the way for believing you enough to think you could do something like woodworking.
I just appreciate him answering real quickly before y'all could chime in.
I love how you said it was the peak of homeschoolers. Like, there's a mountain of other like above average homeschoolers.
Like, to Tebow, football is a hobby. Baseball is a hobby, and he gets to AAA. Football is a hobby, and he wins a playoff game. Like, evangelical speaking or circumcising children in the Philippines, that's
yeah,
just
he
a
did that.
hobby to this
Wait
guy.
till he starts having sex. You imagine? You imagine
You
the dirty
imagine.
talk?
It's gonna fail
She
upward
will
in
never
that.
stop.
Yo, we really ain't never talked about sex, Tebow. What we gonna get?
We have
Tebow did with a little man. What?
backtrack though.
So great.
What is the circumcision nonsense we're talking about here?
Oh, you didn't know about that?
I don't know anything about
So,
this. Story.
when you were in school, where did you go on spring break? Where'd you go? I'm just asking.
I appreciate all of your white assumptions.
My white? What did you? My white?
Your white assumptions.
Oh, like that black people had spring break? Is
I'm
that-
not gonna say black. We had it. It was just at our house. Came back and just missing the questions. What did y'all do for spring break?
All right, so the white thing, PCB, Panama City, all that.
But carry on though.
Tebow went to the Philippines and circumcised young children. Mm-hmm. That's what he did over his spring break.
right,
Not,
Dave?
no, not well.
That is
He nicked a few things, but
I didn't know anything about this.
nothing.
You gotta have steady
Nothing
hands.
at all.
It was on game day.
My goodness.
He announces to other people publicly that that's what he was
No,
doing.
he didn't say that. Somebody else had to bring that up. You can't bring that up.
He is the best.
yeah, Tom Rinaldi did like a sit down with the little boy that he circumcised.
Yeah.
Very strange.
He's got an
Was
eye
it an
patch.
infant? We're talking about an infant?
Well, yeah, this wasn't a grown man.
I mean, I didn't know if it was a
circumcision.
4th grader or what. I didn't know if it was somebody coming back from field day. Like, you know what
Wasn't
I
a
need?
break.
You know what I need? Just one in tug of war, but I want to become a man at 9. So let me go ahead and get back to my Leviticus.
I'm just
You
not
know.
gonna let Nate disrespect his idol that is Tim Tebow.
I just hope everybody has a lot of fun today, and I think
You can't
both
act like
teams
this
are
isn't
winners.
you.
I
This
think
is
both
you.
teams are gonna be just great. I don't even want to pick sides.
Stop acting like Tim
it-
Tebow isn't
It
best
feels like
case.
if I get it wrong, it'll be a
Tim
sin.
Tebow is
Get
best
outta
case
here,
scenario,
Tebow.
Nate.
No, he's
And
not.
you're not acknowledging that.
No.
He makes actual takes. The whole baseball thing was can I say the S word? It's bullshit. That was ridiculous because it's like somebody that played baseball. Like, you don't get drafted if you're over the age of like 22 unless you are an absolute stud and lying about your age from like the Dominican. That is ridiculous that he's able to just like play part time.
It's because people will buy his jersey.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
feel
He
like
is
you,
a
I feel like you would
circus.
have a Tim Tebow jersey, and you're just
No.
scoring. 'cause
Even when
played
he was with the
Jets.
Jets,
Yeah.
he played for the Jets, and I was like, "This is my chance to get a Tim Tebow jersey." I was like, "No, I'm not
God, you're so cool, dude.
doing that."
That's so sick.
Is he the worst athletic? Is he the worst former athlete commentator of all time?
No one thinks that besides you.
Who's worse? Who is a worse pro athlete turned commentator than Tim Tebow?
There's what's his name from the? They had to go back to playing professional football.
Jason Witten?
'cause he was
Jason
so
Witten?
bad at talking into a microphone. Jason Witten, yeah. And they chose him over the guy they put in that sky crane they made go up and down the side.
Booger?
Yeah.
Booger?
Yeah, the
Go sit out in
Boogermobile.
that bucket.
The Boogermobile was a terrible idea.
That whole show was a
Like,
terrible idea.
great for him to get that money and cash that check for riding in a go-kart at NFL games. But just all the pictures on Twitter of fans being like, I can't see because the Boogermobile is blocking
Did you see
7
what
rows.
they put on the back of it, by the way? Like a 40-inch TV on the back of it, so that way you can actually still see the game.
That's considered of them.
It's like you're sitting at home watching it. By the way, it wasn't even like an HD TV.
Oh, man.
Like it was black and white
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. With
They
the cart,
wheeled
it
it
was
in.
the actual cart. It was a bigger version of the cart.
Whatever happened to those, by the way?
Booger's sitting on one.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to those. It's definitely still in black public high schools, though. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
Do y'all remember having the TV in the corner with the VCR
Oh,
mount
yeah,
on
brother.
it?
Yeah.
Good times. The
I knew
announcements
we
would
had
pop
made
up. That was it. That was it.
Wait, so you went to the black high school, but you had the announcements on TV?
We just called it high school. But, but you know.
Okay, that was fair, but also
You know.
I love how they can downplay it like it's nothing, but then I
wish you
shit on
didn't
it
say
once.
they. Don't follow it up by saying they.
It's okay. I'll edit this.
Thank you. Yeah,
It'll
take
be
that
it.
part out.
Yeah.
That was the best part.
No, I'm
All right.
sounding really
night.
racist right now. Let's move on to the next
Real
one.
quick, Hoyt and Marler, as two opposing SEC fans that are obviously the two front runners in each division, I would say, with Georgia and Alabama respectively. I want you to take off your professional sports analytical hat for just a second,
We have those.
and just as a fan, pitch us why your team will win the SEC.
I mean, you're going first.
Why? You're the defending champ. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's
Go ahead. The
changed
floor is
for a long
yours,
time.
sweetie. No, it is. It has because I won the year before.
When you say I, that's different than even saying we. It's worse. Okay, so
They.
I'm not
You want me to
saying
go
this-
back to they?
I don't want you to go back to that. Hold on. So I'm not trying to be a total dick here. I'm being kind of serious.
And here comes the
If
day.
you won the SEC championship that year, is that like kind of tainted because of what happened in the national championship? I'm not trying to be a total dick. I'm just saying, like, did you buy the shirt?
So I had a conversation with Chuck Oliver, 680 The Fan, afternoon
great.
host. And his whole thing is, as a Georgia fan, don't worry about Alabama. Don't worry about them. You have bigger goals. And it's strange for me to understand that because in my mind, you are our biggest rival.
Yeah, bigger goals. What does that mean?
National championship.
Okay.
That Alabama shouldn't be your goal. The national championship should. Does that make sense?
That's fair.
So let's say hypothetically, we lost in the SEC championship on December the 7th to you, but we made the playoffs and still won. Who has
Y'all do.
say?
Y'all like if we don't make the championship?
No,
game,
you
y'all
make
win,
it.
Or
You
even
make
if we
it.
make
We-
it and y'all beat us. Either way, y'all have the upper hand.
See, and it's so weird to me to hear that, and I guess ultimately my dream season is 13-0 and going through you and winning the whole thing, and I have to go through you. Fine, you can get out of that. I
really
thought we
thought
were
we were
supposed to
gonna
take off
argue
our analytical hats and everything else.
No, he said as a fan.
So you feel like if you don't beat Bama,
I have to go through them. It's so weird to say that. I have to go through Alabama. Like it doesn't feel justified. Like it doesn't feel like I actually won, even if the trophy's in our locker room and everything else does not feel real unless it's through Alabama.
So just throw out a hypothetical. So let's say Georgia goes undefeated, beats a one-loss Auburn team in the SEC championship,
it's happened before.
and then we'll
Bama
say
backs their way
Yeah,
in,
good point.
just like they
that's
did 2 years
that's
ago.
the route you want to go, Hoyt.
we'll say Bama
Set-
loses
set
to
that
the
one
other
out.
team in the first round.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
then
and I don't even get to go
Georgia,
through Bama.
Georgia faces Clemson in the national championship.
Doesn't feel validated. It just it